So just walking around, having a look at the females, look at how they are doing, how their condition is, which ones we should breed in the upcoming season. If we even can call it the upcoming season, because breeding boas could be almost a year-round thing. We usually have litters dropping from like January up to October. For sure, the majority of the litters is usually dropping May, June. That's the big percentage, but then it's a spread before that and after that. Usually the last ones dropped by October, sometimes November. And at the moment we have females that are gravid, who still have pairs from last season that are breeding. And we also put together the first pair for the next season. Yes. Sure thing. Be out in a minute. Quite sweaty, but well needed. Needed to fill up the supplies on some of the sizes of the rodents, because we're started to get quite low on supply on some of them. And that's due to that from like end of June and then entire July and August, we are feeding our adults more heavily than the other parts of the year. And this is to prepare the animals for the breeding season. Usually we feed the animals every 3 weeks, but in the preparation for the breeding seasons we feed them every 2 weeks, and also a bit more heavily than usual. And this is due that we want the animals to have some reserves of energy. We want the females a bit more chunky. The males we don't want chunky, because chunky males means lazy males, but we still want the males to have reserves of energy, but not on the same level as the females have. But this is due to like the first 4 to 6 weeks when we put the pairs together, we usually don't separate them to feed. But it's quite rare that during this 4 to 6 weeks that you will have a successful breeding. And therefore after that we are separating them every 3 weeks to feed. But then usually we feed a bit smaller prey size than we do the other parts of the year. And when it comes to the female, that after they have ovulated, then we usually don't feed them at all. If they are on the skinny side, we will support feed them with smaller prey items, but we prefer to have the females in perfect shape when they go into breeding, so we don't need to feed them during the time they are gravid. If you decide that you want to feed your animal, your females, during they are gravid, we would recommend that you at least stop during the last 6 weeks of the gestation period. And this is due to the risk of they prematurely pressing out the babies when they are going to take a poo. Here we have a VPI snow globe female that is getting into prime shape. So you can even when she's stretched out, now they were fed like 2 days ago. But this female are huge. You can show you with the hand. And yes, we're not food today, but as you can see that she is definitely a little bit chunky, and this is how we like to keep them when they are going into the breeding season. And this is so they have some nice reserves of energy, and keeping them this way going into the breeding season, we feel that they are recovering really quickly. And with the females recovering quickly doesn't mean that you should breed them year to year. This is individual. Some females will build follicles, and in our opinion then it's actually better to breed them, even if it's year after year that you breed them, because it puts less strain on the body being gravid, developing baby and giving birth to live babies, than pressing out a ton of unfertilized eggs, aka slugs. But this comes down to know your animal, read your animal's behavior and the looks of them to see and decide what to do with each animal. Not to say that you should breed the females every year. A female that we won't breed this year, she's not ready, even though she's born in 2021. but she definitely need another year, we believe. Beauty, Black Devil female, and yeah, that's just the way it is. You have to be patient. One of our Superfire males, this one probably will have a date. I call him Pixel, and this is a Paradox Superfire, so you can see all the pixelation. And this is what we believe, that when you're combining the IMG with the Superfires, that you need the Superfires that are paradoxing to get the IMG to show off, because then all the pixels will be black and you're ending up with a really cool looking yeah, I'm not sure, like a boa looking like a cow reticulated python in the end. Because there are proven Superfire IMGs that are pure white, and that I think is like when you have the really white, clean Superfires, you are not going to gain any black pigments when combining it with IMG. So that's something to think of. We don't really have anything that proves it, but just a thought from our side. And we really think like the paradoxing on the Superfire looks really cool. Like, look at all the specklings we have. Yellow, orange, greenish. Yeah, so just a really cool animal by itself. So here we have another female that is primed and ready to go. IMG Het Spectre. And she is going to have a date with a visual Hypospectre. And we're super happy to be able to breed the visual Spectre to a Het Spectre this season. Not only that the ones that not visual are going to be 100% Het, but also that we should get some more visual Spectre and hopefully breeding the IMG Het Spectre, and we're also probably going to breed a Hypo IMG Jungle Het Spectre to a Spectre male, that we are going to get some more beauties like our Hypo IMG Jungle we produced both in 23 and 24. But when it comes to breeding boas, it's impossible to keep everything, because we have holdbacks that are taking the place of others, and therefore, if you're interested in some adult animals, as this beautiful VPI Jungle male proven breeder, just stunning. We actually put up, I think, 10 auctions on the Morph market with no reserves, where it's just adult animals, and this is just to clear space, so we have some holdback that can take their place. And all the ones that went on Morph market for auctions are proven breeder, with the exception for 2. So well worth to go have a look. I'll leave the link to the Morph market store down in the description, and we probably also can put it in the card up here. And some other exciting news today is that our new updated website went live. It was long due for an overhaul, and we are super happy with how this turned out. Modern and a nice touch. Like we said, super happy. So definitely worth go check out the website. You find the link down in the description, and please let us know in the comment what you think about it. As said, we are super happy, and soon there will be a lot more 2025 babies uploaded to the availables. So with this said, what we want to do is to push you to read your animals, learn your animals, your collection, your facility, your reptile room. And this will differ a little bit depending on where in the world you are, because some places it's super hot during some times of the year, and then you're most likely not going to see any breeding. But with that said, also like during July here this season, and this is quite frequently during the summers up here, that July and sometimes August, that it can be super hot, but super hot compared to other places isn't super hot, but we're still reaching about 30.5 degrees at the facility in the afternoon. And still during that time we have breeding actions, we have copulations, and we have female ovulating. Now some people will say that you have a much higher risk of slug litters during this time, and this is due to that the sperm quality is much worse than it is during when it's colder. And definitely some truth behind this, but with our experience, we haven't really seen this. We think slugs happen. We have had season that has been terrible with a lot of slug litters, and this season I think we have had 3 slug litters, but they were early litters. Everything that dropped after has been quite successful, for sure. Some bigger litters and some smaller litters, but so far a quite good season, I'd say. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you might enjoy this video, and if you enjoyed the shirt that I wore in the beginning, go check out the merch store down below. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. And until next time, do it with passion and patience.